So the RLCS Spring Major wrapped up last week, and I don't want to be too dramatic, but it was the craziest event that has ever happened. My name is Anton, and you're watching This Week on Rocket League. This is of course the series where we take a look at all the crazy and stupid things that this game has had to offer during the past 7 days, and believe me, this game never fails to deliver. I'm sorry, but how do you hit the crossbar from there? So let's check out what's been happening this week. Have you ever wanted to play Rocket League in real life? Well, looks like now you can, according to this TikTok shared by FlowState on Twitter. That was some awful rotation. Why is no one at the back post? Epic Games likes to do these little surveys on the Epic Games launcher to see what people think about their games, including Rocket League. However, it does kinda look like they don't quite know what the game is about. I mean, let's be honest, the story is not good. The main character is completely incompetent and doesn't have any character development. He just gets stuck in Diamond 2 and never gets out of there. The main villain, your teammate, is just an annoying crybaby, and the NPCs attack me for no reason. Like, what did I do to you? But now it's time for, let's be honest, the reason most of you are watching this video. Let's check out what's been happening in esports. The final major of the season wrapped up last weekend, and these majors have only gotten crazier as time has gone by. Let's start with the favorites to win the major, the French super team, EU's #1 seed. After replacing Mark Bayet with Seiko in the transfer window, Team BDS began their road to world domination by getting absolutely shafted by Team Secret in the first round. Wait, what? Despite being probably the most hyped team of all time, Team BDS managed to not only lose, but get swept by the #2 seed from South America. BDS then had to attempt the greatest lower bracket run of all time, as they faced Pioneers in the lower bracket round 1. Pioneers were the clear underdogs, as they were still looking for their first series win at a major. Last time they managed to take BDS all the way to Game 5, where they ultimately lost, but this time they couldn't even get there, as they swept them instead. Okay, but how is this the BDS that rolled up to the major? This actually has to be the maddest upset that has ever happened in anything. People were already acting like they were the greatest team to ever play the game, but they got as many wins at the spring major as there are brain cells at a flat earth convention. Mark Bayet, of course, wasn't too impressed with the results. He's got more RLCS major MVPs than this new BDS team has LAN wins. Team BDS's tournament wasn't without highlights though. The team's play of the tournament was when Monkey Moon decided to go for points after they had already lost the third game to the Pioneers.
Pioneers, they were already celebrating. No one cares what this ball is going to do. Pioneers have done it for OCE, they've done it for themselves, and they've done it to Team BDS.
3-0, a sweep over the EU #1 seed. If you don't mind and make Worlds, could you script a better moment?
The 16-year-old.
BDS have now a record of 0-9 in their last 3 LAN series. Will they win a game at the Worlds? Comment your predictions in the comments below. Endpoint faced version 1 in the first round, in a controversial series where version 1's Calm kept shouting insults at the Endpoint players every time they scored. A lot of people became absolutely furious about this and sent a lot of hate towards Calm. Some people even sent threats to him, which is absolutely wrong and disgusting. He then responded on Twitter saying that none of the pros actually care, and he wouldn't do it after they've already won. Whether you like it or not, he's just playing the mental game. I don't think he shouldn't be allowed to trash talk his opponents, but then again, he is being toxic, and there are always gonna be viewers that are not gonna like that. Endpoint then faced the newly named Optic Gaming in the lower bracket, and hey yo, why is every match a sweep? Both BDS and Endpoint have now gone 0-9 in their last 3 series at the previous 2 majors. So Endpoint gave Seiko to BDS in the most significant transfer of all time, and they both just got worse. And with that, it wasn't a great day for EU, as once again, the whole region was in the mud. The major was the first LAN for the APAC South region, as Gaming Gladiators represented the region with a whopping 3 goals. And with that, Detonator is still the LAN king of Asia, with 1 win. Team Power also got swept twice, which means that there are now 4 teams that went all the way to London just to lose every game. G2, the current major champion, faced off against Carmine Corp in the second round. The #1 seed went up by 2 games immediately, as there was about to be yet another sweep. They then faced clearly inferior opposition, as they stomped all over Team Liquid in the lower bracket. I thought Dignitas didn't qualify for this major. Nah, but for real, how did the two favorites to win the major win one series in total? The grand final would have just looked like this if they both somehow managed to make it there. FaZe Clan started their tournament off well, as they got yet another sweep in this tournament, this time against Power. They then faced Falcons, which didn't go too well. The North American champions then went all the way to Game 5 against Furia, who they lost to by 1 goal. And now it was NA's turn to be in the mud. The minor regions have been developing rapidly and played really well in this tournament. I think they showed a lot of people that these regions are a lot more powerful than many expected. And Oceania also played at the tournament, but with FaZe getting dropped, 7 out of Shift's top 9 all-split players were eliminated in the first 2 rounds. Furia then continued embarrassing NA teams as Yanks, as he was going crazy, as he became statistically the best performing player in the whole tournament with an average of 1.36 goals per game. They then played Karmine Corp, and this matchup was wild, as KC went up by 3 games, after which Furia had a timeout and then won 3 games in a row themselves. The game 7 went to overtime after Itachi tied the game up with 38 seconds left and then scored the winning goal in overtime to send Karmine Corp to the next round. Sucks that they were literally 38 seconds away from top 4, but this result was enough for Furia to auto-qualify for the World Championship group stage. Space Station almost fumbled the bag in the first round as they went 2-0 down against Pioneers. They then learned how to play the game again and reverse swept the Australians. They then got a pretty comfortable win against Team Secret in the next round and moved on to face Falcons in the upper bracket semifinals, who were now one of the favorites to win the tournament after the 3 favorites didn't manage to make it past the second round, and Falcons immediately began destroying Space Station by going 3-0 up in the series. Space Station then pulled it back and managed to win the next 3 games, after which we yet again had another Game 7 that ended with Falcons winning by 1 goal. Space Station then went down to the lower bracket where they faced Moist, and the series couldn't have been any closer as the 2 teams went back and forth winning games, and even the Game 7 went down to the wire as it went all the way to overtime after Moist scored one of the clutchest kickoff goals of all time.
Please, oh my god, please, a miracle, please. I believe in miracles, I believe in the dreams of young men!
And after 2 minutes of overtime, Rice made the whole arena go wild as he scored the deciding goal.
Joyo! Yamusti! Rise! Yeah! Oh! Yes!
Man was so excited he turned into C3PO. But now let's talk about Moist Esports, who after beating Optic in the first round, once again failed to take down version 1, losing 3-1 to them in the second round. They then once again had one of the greatest lower bracket runs in front of them if they wanted to win the major. They swept Pioneers and then faced Team Liquid in the next round, who they came very close to losing against after losing 2 overtimes in a row. They then improved their already legendary match point game record and beat Team Liquid in the next 2 games. They then faced Space Station, like mentioned before. They obviously won and moved to the lower bracket semifinals to face Karmine Corp. Whoever won this was going to be EU's last chance, as they were the last 2 European teams left. And then Moist kinda destroyed them. Well, every game was a 1-goal game, so it was closer than the score suggests. Meanwhile, Arsenal made a career change to Gymnastics after losing to Moist in the previous round. Moist then faced V1, who they had previously lost in the upper bracket, after which version 1 managed to get a narrow win against Karmine Corp in 7 games. They had to play Falcons in the upper bracket final, who had become the first minor region team to ever make top 3 at an RLCS LAN. Falcons started the series with 2 wins, after which V1 called a timeout and responded with 2 wins of their own. They then both won a game with only 1 goal each, after which Falcons called a timeout before game 7, but the game didn't start off great for the Falcons, as V1 was able to score after a double commit from Ahmed and Khalid. They then came back after they scored 2 goals 7 seconds apart, and that was enough for them to win and make history, as they became the first team from outside of Europe or North America to play in the grand finals at an RLCS LAN. Version 1 had a second chance to make it to the finals though, as they faced Moist in the lower bracket. Well, they fell off faster than Italy at the World Cup qualifiers. But now it was time for the first EU versus MENA Grand Finals in history. Falcons had the upper hand though, as Moist had to complete a bracket reset to win the major. Again, Moist came out guns blazing as they won up 3-1 in the series. Falcons then called a timeout and managed to win the next 2 games, and game 7 came down to the wire, as Moist this time scored 2 goals within under 10 seconds to take away the lead from Falcons and win the game 3-2. Moist Esports found themselves in a very familiar situation, since just as last time they had narrowly managed to get the bracket reset, and last time they couldn't finish the job as they lost the bracket reset to G2. This time they were only getting started though, as they annihilated Falcons in the second series. Falcons just had no tools to defend against the barrage of Moist offensives, including this goal from Joyo.
Then throughout the spring split. Your backs are against the wall if you're Team Falcons. Meanwhile, Moist Esports.
And with that, the Moist team finally won a major, sending the EU crowd into raptures. Except this guy, whose day could have gone a little better. But once again, what an event. Falcons showed that they are serious world championship contenders, and Joyo, Vatira and Rice went from losing to a team called Jurmark in the closed qualifiers to making major finals twice in a row and becoming the youngest team to ever win an RLCS LAN. Meanwhile, I'm 21 and I get verbally abused by 13-year-olds for not knowing how to rotate. But what did you think of the spring major? What was your favorite moment? Tell me in the comments below. But now, the RLCS is going on a break, as the World Championships will be played in early August. But now that we know all the teams that have qualified, let's have a little preview. Let's start with the wildcard, which will have 16 teams and use the Swiss format, with the top 8 teams qualifying for the group stage. This will also be the first time Sub-Saharan Africa will be participating at an international RLCS event. We have Orlando Pirates, who will, for the first time, be actually playing in the correct country. And we have Bravado Gaming, more famously known as Water. Veloce and 01 Esports will be representing Middle East and North Africa. And by that I mean Saudi Arabia. Tokyo Verde and Gaming Gladiators will be battling over who gets APAC's second ever win at a LAN first. Team Secret and the club will be representing South America. Bro, they don't even have a logo. Team Power just missed the World Championships, as the Pioneers just managed to do better than them in the Spring Major. Carmine Corp has been in great form lately, and if you disagree, Nolly will ratio you on Twitter. Dignitas are looking to redeem themselves after a very disappointing Spring split, and Semper, yeah, I honestly don't know how they've got themselves here. And version 1, Space Station, and Optic will be representing North America. The group stage will have 16 teams, which will be split into 2 groups, with both playing a double elimination bracket. The top 4 teams from both groups will then advance to the playoffs, which will be a single elimination bracket, with every match being a best of 7. I hope you got all of that. These are the teams that have qualified for the group stage, and you can now finally stop asking me when NRG is gonna play. Then you have these 4, who combined won a whopping 2 series at the Spring Major. Fury and Falcons definitely deserve these group stage spots, and thanks to them, both regions will be sending 3 teams to Dallas instead of 2. Unlike this one other region. And Moist Esports are here to carry EU after everyone else in the region once again choke against the Pioneers or something. But that's the World Championship preview. And now for some miscellaneous esports news. Apparently Jack might not have managed to qualify for the Spring Major, but he did manage to get himself stuck at a Nando's toilet. Happens to the best of us. It wasn't all that bad though, as he had some banger music to listen to. It sounds like my guy is in a Donkey Kong level. He then eventually managed to get out after the restaurant manager came to open the door. Still a better experience than I've ever had at a Taco Bell. Now the pros are pretty good at the game, but are they better than your average Joe who plays this game for fun after a regular 9-to-5 day at the office? Yeah, probably. Now let's be real here. What a touch. Bronze Appreciation is back once again. Last week we had Silvers who came up with this great kickoff strategy, but this week we have actual Bronzes and they have come up with something even better. Surely you don't have to be above bronze to realize you shouldn't shoot it at your own net. But you guys know what time it is. It's time for a clip of the week. The top 5 are voted on by members on Discord. So if you want to submit your own clips or influence who makes the top 5 for one of these videos, you can do so on my Discord server, link in the description. But before we reveal the top 5, let's look at some honorable mentions. Crisp scored this beautiful team pinch into the top right corner. Oystop's got some of the best wave dashes in the game. And Limbu scored a goal without even looking at the ball. But now it's time to reveal the top 5. Like mentioned before, these were voted by the Discord members. Ayonik scored a Pentamusty with an extra flip reset in training. BurningGoldfish scored this banger of a musty in a 2v2. Blake scored this nasty finish in a 2v2 match. Showtime destroyed his opponent with a Psycho in a 1v1. And last but not least, we have Oliguin, who got the most votes this week with this 6 flip reset freestyle shot. And that's the top 5. As always, there will be a YouTube poll on the channel. The person with the most votes after 24 hours wins 500 credits. And that's it for this week's episode. Hope you enjoyed it. And welcome back to the population segment. And there is no face cam this time because I'm not at home right now. And this time we're actually gonna look at countries. The channel is currently at 17.9 thousand subscribers, which is actually about as much as in Palau. But remember to like, subscribe, comment, share, check out this video, or check out this playlist. Follow me on Twitter. I'll see you guys later. Bye.